truth shall set you free. The truth shall set you free. The truth shall set you free. The truth shall set you free.
Hey, man. What's happening? How y'all doing today, man? I got a special shout out, man. I want to shout out to the men out there who feel like they doing this solo dolo. Everybody depending on you, but you ain't got nobody to depend on. I definitely want to make sure that it's a whole world out here, man. A men who suffering in silence, man. That's what we gonna call it, man. Suffering in silence. But my encouragement is this. I was just talking to my player partner the other day. I ain't talked to him in depth in years, met him back in 07. We locked in for some years. Everybody kind of went their way, but we stayed in contact. But yesterday we had almost a 2-hour conversation. And we was just talking about how we give to everybody. And when we need them, they ain't around. Like, I might be looking out. We just going to use it as an analogy. Nigga might pay rent. You work at the movie theater. Nigga, just make sure I get in. And niggas would be like, oh, I can't. Or you'll let a nigga borrow. I done had niggas borrow my cars. And I called them like, hey, can one of y'all take me to the airport? And both of them like, oh, I ain't got time. Like, y'all have my cars. Y'all drive it. And I know the average person be like, oh, I'll just take it back. No, I took it back on the time that I said I would. But it's just like, you feel used as a man. Like, God damn, is anybody going to come through? Is anybody going to help out? But then what we call the spirit hit me and said, would you rather be the giver or the one that has to receive? Would you rather depend on somebody or would you rather depend on me? And so that was a real encounter for me. Like, I remember where I was walking and everything, and I'm like, you know what? I'd rather be the one still depending on God and them folk, you know what I mean? Calling me versus me calling them for anything. So if you feeling that, tap in, man. I always encourage my men to read a book of Proverbs a day. It's always wisdom. Our number one downfall, which has been since the beginning of time, is always going to be the wrong woman. A lot of time that energy, if her energy off, your energy off, because she distracting you. But if you out here feeling solo dolo, man, and ain't nobody checking up on you, I don't know, call into the show. Holla at me. If you know me personally, holla at me. I know what you're going through, man. But a lot of times, if you're a real man, you're constantly going through a transition. So a lot of times we got to be alone. That's that caterpillar to butterfly. You know what I mean? From baby to a man, and we always trying new things. So it's always going to be a transition where you got to be alone. You got to be isolated to hear your own thoughts, that nobody able to influence what you got going on. So my encouragement is dig more into the Lord, man. When you start to feel alone and lonely and shit, like, damn, and you got it all, and every time nigga call, they want something, they need something. You like, damn, when the last time nigga just checked up on me? Hey, you good? Nigga, you ate? Or a nigga like, bro, I got this going on, man. You want to come through? I got some tickets to this. You know what I mean? So trust me, man, I know that feeling. I stand in them shoes on a regular, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't want to change the man I am for nothing. I go through my trials and tribulations solo dolo. And when I come out of it, I know who to rock with. You dig? And I think that's another thing to show us who we need to be rocking with, who we need to be around. And when we go through those isolation periods and people not able to come through for us, that should, you don't mess with them when that victory come, when that fully transition for you and you at where you need to be at. Stop bringing them people back around, man. Because the right people going to encourage you. The right people going to motivate you. And let's not make less of the people that's really there for us. It's not that we take them for granted, but, they always there. And you're like, damn, I needed this or that. In reality, the folk that's around you is the only folk that you're going to need, man. The solid ones that's been down for years. The ones that's always got your back. The ones that you could call on that you forget about at times when you go run your bag up. The niggas that stayed solid with you and you go kick it with the new niggas and then realize they flawed. Then you want to come back around like, what's up, bro? Whoop-de-whoop. It's cool. Everybody been in that position. If you a solid one, you know what I mean? Thought you had a new team. No, sir. and then understand what you're doing. If you're giving out of help and you're not expecting nothing back, or if you're giving out of necessity. That's the difference. I mean, I'm sorry, not necessity, transaction. A lot of my relationships is transactional. And I had to realize I can't help folk and expect help back from them. So I got to realize whatever I give, I got to expect nothing in return if all I'm doing is giving. If not, you need to set up the transaction. If I do this, you got to do this. If I do this, you got to do this. You dig what I'm saying? And make people hold their weight. Make people stand on their word. You dig what I'm saying? Or withdraw your presence. We ain't got to air everything out, man. Everything ain't got to be aired or handled with violence when it comes to us, because we know that put us in a position where it's going to be harder to take care of your family. But we definitely could start to cut folk off and really watch what's going on. Just pay attention. Anything you see, you ain't got to explain. You ain't always got to talk about it. You dig what I'm saying? So if you out there alone again and you up in life and you the breadwinner, don't let them thoughts get to you, bro. Start reading books that's going to encourage you. Start listening to sermons. Start listening to speakers. Start listening to some positive stuff, because you'll get around folk and they energy will pull you down. That's the real problem. We getting drained by those who are not pouring back into us. So you got to know the difference between an attachment and a connection. An attachment is a one-way street, player. They just pull. That's a kid. You cool if a kid attached to you. You ain't expecting nothing out of no kid. You ain't expecting nothing out of no homeless man. But when it's grown, able bodies, male and females, who not reciprocating, it's time for you to depart, player. As much as it hurt, as much as you might leave them, had that conversation a few times. But once they keep showing you the actions of you not on the top of their list, you not important, when you always there for them, but you only need them every blue moon and they ain't able to come through. And yeah, solid niggas, like, I understand, like, when I call somebody, I need it done right then and there, because I don't call you. I don't really need you. I'm calling you because I should be able to call in one of my favors now, and I'd have done 30 of them. All I'm asking is for this one. And yeah, you might have to be super inconvenienced for a couple hours, but I've been making your life a whole lot better for these last few months. So when I call and need something done, I don't care if you got to take off work, if you got to take your kids somewhere you really don't want to take them, because it's called reciprocation. It's called looking out for your folk that look out for you. So you got to let them folk also know, hey, listen, man, this gravy train can stop at any time. You ain't got to keep doing for folk, man. If folk is not reciprocating in no shape, form, or fashion, now mind you, folk gonna fall short. They not gonna always be able to come through. But if the record is what I said, if it's 30-1, it's time to go. I can't do 30 things for you and you do one, or I do 30 things and you telling me you got me next time. I'm not going for that. And also, how respect. I ain't gonna say respect. Watch how niggas treat you on that phone. If you hit niggas up and they never hit you back, or they wait 2 or 3 days to hit you back, but when y'all got a play going on, they on your line all the time. And even with females or males, you dig what I'm saying? We got to be observant, and that's why I say read Proverbs, because it'll give you a clear distinction of who you're supposed to deal with. It tell you how to judge. We're supposed to judge. We're supposed to be able to know a fool from a wise man. You dig what I'm saying? We're supposed to be able to know somebody's background and work ethic. Like, people be like, oh, the past is the past. Yes. But we're all judged off of our past. Where you're at in life is because what you've done previously. Where you're not at in life is because what you have not done previously. So pay attention to those things, man. If y'all out here struggling with feeling like niggas ain't in your corner, separate a little bit more, man. Take away some of them rewards. You keep rewarding everybody, thinking that they on your side, thinking that the one time you might need them that they gonna come through. Nah, man. Pull them out. Weed them folk out. This is the crazy thing. We gardens. We gotta weed folk out. We gotta quit letting the tares grow up, man. Get them folk from around you. Get the weeds away from you. Get the lames away from you, and you'll be straight, man. That's a part of the attachment of people constantly draining. If you connect it, it's gonna be reciprocation. It's gonna be a currency. It's gonna be flowing. Y'all gonna be looking out for each other, and it might be a season where somebody looking out for the other person more than the other person, and that's cool. And y'all just keep going through seasons. But it can't be 4 seasons of winter on their side. Like, oh, you ain't doing nothing at all. You dig what I'm saying? You got to really pay attention to that and watch it. And also, it's okay to get grace and see where they at in life. I'm not saying if they going through something, but if they always going through something, you probably need to get away from them. They probably part of the problem. They probably blocking your blessings. If it's a landing strip and there's 4 planes on the landing strip, you can't land. They got to get out the way. You got to keep circling till that landing strip get clear. A lot of folks is blocking your blessings. You got a whole boat full of, a whole truckload, a whole airplane full of product. You know, and you could equate that to whatever product you want. Hair, weave, clothes, shoes, services. You might sell a service. You might need to be at a conference, but you can't land because you got niggas in the way. Your blessing is being blocked from some of the niggas that you got around you. And most of us have been sleeping with the enemy way too long. It's these women in our bed, bruh. They energy is terrible, bruh. They mindset is terrible, and we really out here sleeping with the enemy. Them the same hoes running back telling your business, and them the same hoes who telling you that you ain't no man and you ain't doing what you supposed to do because you don't want to buy them something. Them the same women who can't handle, oh nah, we ain't no out to eat season, baby. Oh, you got all this money, so what? I gotta go right now. Cook, do something, help a nigga do something. You dig what I'm saying? So my encouragement to y'all first and foremost is connect with your creator, your manufacturer. Get into that word, read them proverbs on a daily basis. It's 31 proverbs, it's one for every day of the month. Get into that, tap into that, listen to something positive, and get around solid ones, man. That's my encouragement to y'all, man. Make sure y'all around the solid ones. Weed out those that need to be weeded out. Learn how to identify. Life is about identification. Do you know who you is, and do you know who around you? Once you know who you is, you'll know who's supposed to be around you, because once you know who you is, you'll know where you going, and you'll know who better to help you and who don't. If you playing sports and you should be and you're a basketball player, you're not gonna be hanging out with the fishermen all day on no boat. That's not gonna help you. Yeah, it's a sport, but it's not the sport that you need to be around. There's no conditioning to go fishing. You get on the boat and you sit all day. You dig what I'm saying? You need to be constantly moving, running suicides, running, shooting 1,000 shots. You need to be jogging a couple miles. You need to be getting your cardio up. You dig what I'm saying? So in your business, you need to be sending out your emails. You need to be on your CRM. You need to be able to holler at other people who can help you out in your business, not chilling with your broad because she needs some time. Them the most dangerous things on earth, player. A female that's not really on your side will take away all your time and have you feeling like you ain't on your square, like, you know, or you don't love her. They'll use that you don't love her type stuff as a cop out. You feel me? They'll use that as a way to distract you and detach you from the things that you really supposed to be doing, the business that you really supposed to be handling. So she really should be motivating you and encouraging you, like, yeah, daddy, I want to spend time with you, but you told me that you got goals and it's what you're supposed to be doing. And she see herself knowing the closer you get to your goals, the more time that you could spend with her. But right now, we in this season. You got to have somebody that got like that. So get with somebody from your tribe. Your nigga should be a part of your tribe and the female should be a part of your tribe. But you got to be able to know how to identify who you is and what tribe you from to be able to even know what tribe you supposed to be around. Hey, listen, man. It's your boy Kings Give. And I came up with that name because that's what kings do. We give. Just gave y'all a whole bunch of game, man. I hope y'all take it. Oh, boy.